You're watching Moments with Jill Walker. Today I'm talking about the subject called rest. Now, I'm not talking about taking a nap or having a good night's sleep. I am talking about how we can rest in the Lord when it seems like our life has become a whirlwind sometimes. We can rest in Him. Do you know you can find an oasis right there in your own house? I found one years ago. I had 3 boys in 4 years, and the first 2 are 13 months apart. How could I find an oasis in my house with that going on? I discovered I had a little bathroom, and it had a blower in it. So I flipped the blower, turned off the light, and I used that little bathroom as my place of rest. I didn't fall asleep, but I just unloaded, you could say, to God and filled that room with praise and worship and thanksgiving as well. I drew closer to God doing these things. It was hard sometimes to get away from the children when they were small. I didn't have the privilege of having a lot of relatives or babysitters to watch my boys, so I had to learn to find rest. And again, I'm not talking about taking a nap or having a good night's sleep. I'm just talking about having a break from some of the things that could test and try your patience and your nerves. That's right. That rest in the Lord may be when you're on a break at work and just going out to your car. I've done that myself. When I've taught music in Christian schools on a break, I would just go to my car and just take a deep breath and just rest in the Lord in His presence. It says in Matthew 11, verses 28 and 29, Jesus' own words, He says, "Come," as if His hands were extended. Recently, I donated a picture to a church, a local church here in town, but this was a huge picture, and Jesus was standing from the top of His head to the soles of His feet in a robe, and He had His hands extended. I'd had that picture in both of the churches in Lovington and Mattoon, and I've had that picture since 1989, but I felt like God was telling me to donate it to another church and let them be blessed by it. And the church received it. It was a Catholic church, and they received it and said, "We're going to put it in one of the children's Sunday school rooms." That made me very happy, because I thought when they see Jesus with His hands extended, it will bring those children peace. Just because they're children doesn't mean they're not going through some heavy things in life. Today, some children, in fact, a lot of children they need to be reminded that Jesus is their Prince of Peace. We need to be reminded of that too. So it says in Luke 11, 28 and 29, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden." And Jesus says, "I will give you rest." Going on in verse 29, He says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls." What is your soul? Well, your soul is your mind, your emotion, and your will. That makes up your soul. Your soul is your real personality, the real you. Your mind, your emotion, and your will. That's your soul. And so in Matthew 11:29, the last part of that, I'll repeat again. He says, "I am meek and lowly of heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls." Do you want to find rest in your mind, your emotion, and your will? You can. Psalms 37:7 says, "Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Fret not thyself because of evildoers." In other words, don't worry. Don't have the cares that the world has, that they don't know Jesus. They don't know how to give their cares to Jesus. But if you become born again, you know that He is the Prince of Peace. And He wants you to cast every care you have upon Him, because He does care for you. 1 Peter 5:7. It also says in Psalms 55:22, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He'll never suffer the righteous to be moved. Remember this devotional today about rest. Just take a deep breath and say, Lord, I'm going to rest sometime during this day. I'm going to find a few moments. Even if I have to pull my car over on the road and just give 5 minutes of just resting in your presence. You don't have to lay your head down. You don't have to take a nap. But just take a deep breath and give every care to him and just wait. Sometimes without even talking to him, just wait in his presence. And then you'll find yourself wanting to praise him and worship him, because his sweet, wonderful presence will fill your soul when you learn to rest in the Lord. You've been watching Moments with Jill Walker. God bless you today.